It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Camden Town Brewery. It's a beer that I picked up in Sainsbury's. Big new drop of beer into Sainsbury's as of May 2022. This is their Ice Cream Vanilla Lager. Camden Town Brewery. This one's coming in at 4.8% ABV in a 440 milliliter can. I'm gonna say that this is probably the first time I've had a 440 milliliter can of Camden Town beer. Now the thing is, Camden Town, I believe they're owned by AB InBev, big company. They've been left alone now to their own devices to brew their own beer. I quite like Camden Town. I'm a big fan of their beer. But if you ask me the question, have you had an AB InBev beer in a 440 milliliter can? Yeah, of course you have. Who hasn't drunk a Budweiser or, one of these other, like Miller's or whatever? The big company beers, they all come in 440 milliliter cans. So I think that's the reason why Camden Town have strayed away from the 440 milliliter can up until now, is because they have this large overlord of an owner that normally put their beers in these cans. I'm wondering if Camden Town's thinking is that their fan base would just roll their eyes, and go, oh, blimey, Camden Town are succumbing to the 24 can box beers, but no, this is a different beer. This is a beer that was around £2.25, £2.50 in my local Sainsbury's. Without further ado, then let's get it out into a glass and see what we get. A Pilsner with wheat, carapils, lactose, milk powder. Okay, this should be interesting. Why not use a Diageo glass for a AB InBev beer? With it being wheat, that's really interesting. That is really quite interesting. Yeah. Camden Town made a beer once called Camden Wheat. I don't think they make it anymore, but I haven't had it, well, if they do, I haven't had it in years. That was the big push for Camden Town, Camden Wheat. They kind of pushed it to one side a little bit and pushed forward their Camden Hells, which does tremendously well. I'm wondering if this is another stab at a Weiss beer type lager at Camden Town. They must be a fan. Whoever is at Camden Town who's been there from the beginning must be a fan of wheat beers, because he's been trying damn hard to get wheat beer back into the kind of mainstream market in the UK. We've got a hazy straw coloured beer, good levels of carbonation, 3-finger white head, straw coloured. Let's get the aroma. Smells interesting. Smells quite hoppy. You definitely get a little bit of that vanilla. It smells different, spicy and peppery. It's got a good Pilsner backbone. It's got a nice bitter Pilsner aroma here. But then it's got a weird, slightly weird licoricey vanilla nose too. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh. Ooh. Oh, it's a bit sad. I was on a really good run of loving Camden Town Brewery, really enjoying their session IPAs, and I bought a few session IPAs in Waitrose and a few of their other styles of beer, and I thought it was such a solid brewery. This, I mean, okay, picking this beer up, it's got a word blazing across the word over the front of the can, ice cream. Ice cream vanilla lager. Underneath all of the vanilla and the slight synthetic lactose taste is a decent Pilsner. You get the spiciness and the pepperiness of the Pilsner. You get the crispness of the Pilsner. You get that kind of nice, light, crisp malt flavour that's coming through. It's probably Camden Hells. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it was just Camden Hells lager with some lactose and vanilla added to it. It's interesting to say the least. It's licoricey for some reason. There's a slight synthetic taste going on. Well, I'm not a fan. No, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. I suppose you've got to throw things at the wall, haven't you, as a brewery? You have to throw things at a wall. You have to attempt things and try different things. Otherwise, they're brewing the same old Camden Hells lager for the next 40 years, you know? The market seems to have moved in a direction of novelty beers. And I think this is just Camden Town's attempt at getting on board, attempting one of these novelty beers. I really can see this lasting. I really can see how these novelty beers can survive in the long term. It's just too synthetic for me. It's just too weirdly kind of vanilla-y and ice creamy, but licoricey at the same time. It's weirdly, slightly, ever so slightly like a Weiss beer. It's got a small edge of like an ice cream Weiss beer feel about it, with that wheat that they've added to the beer. But no. It's a bit too wacky for me. It's a bit too wacky for me. I mean, it's not disgusting. It's not a beer that I'm going to go, oh, I'm definitely going to throw that down the sink because it's blooming awful. It's not terrible. It's just a bit too wacky. And I've questioned myself a few times over the last few months. I've questioned whether it's me getting too old, or am I, becoming comfortable? Am I like not willing to get on board with these new beer styles? I have questioned my own reviewing ways, if you like. But I've drank many other styles of beer as well, which I've loved and I've really got on board with. But not this lactosey stuff. No vanilla judgments here. Classic styles are hardest to get right, just like lager. Introducing our freshest scoop yet, brewed with lactose and vanilla essence for an ice cream inspired beer that's more refreshing than a soft serve on a summer's day. No chocolate flake needed. Oh, blimey. I mean, look, they're being quite controversial here. They got a graph, boring or vanilla, and they're like full on vanilla, suggesting that maybe their own Hellas Lager is boring. I don't know. What are they trying to say? What are they trying to say down at Camden Town Brewery? It is AB InBev, it says on the back here. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to rate it. Nicely carbonated. It's got a decent mouthfeel because of the wheat and vanilla and the lactose. That vanilla flavour, that slight licorice flavour. It's just... I won't buy it again. It's a bit too wacky for me. But well done, Camden Town. Well done for having a go. I mean, put me on the boring side. I suppose they already have put me on the boring side. Perhaps I'm just a bit too old for this type of thing. But it's not for me. It's not bad. It's not bad. I'd say it's a 5 out of 10. It's a 5 out of 10. There's no off flavours. There's no, well, apart from the licorice. But there's nothing really kind of like crazily wrong here. It's just not for me. Thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.